RM, creating leaders, augmenting industry needs.
Hello, my dear Gen Zs. Welcome back to DQ, Dil, Dimaag or Discussion. I am Shravanti.
And I'm Awais Hussain. Before we dive into today's episode, I just want to take a moment to thank all my viewers. The love and support you have showed to our previous episodes is phenomenal. And today we have Dr. Madhavi Prasad as our guest.
Today's topic is something almost every workplace is experiencing right now. It's the interaction between Gen Z and the corporate culture. Whether it's about work life balance, questioning authority, or redefining success, things are clearly changing, right? And to help us understand that shift, we have someone who brings both academic depth and psychological insight, an HR faculty and a veteran in organizational behavior.
Ma'am, it's a pleasure to have you.
Dr. Madhavi Prasad is a distinguished academician and administrative leader with decades of impactful contributions to higher education, particularly in the field of human resource management, holding a PhD in HRM alongside an MPhil and MBA from prestigious institutions. She currently serves at IIRM Hyderabad. Throughout her extensive professional journey, Dr. Madhavi has established herself as an expert in teaching, campus administration, and student development. Her unwavering commitment to education, paired her seasoning leadership, is reflected in her passion for driving academic excellence and mentoring students as they navigate their professional paths.
Hi, hello, how are you both doing?
I'm fine, ma'am.
Yeah, we are doing absolutely good.
So let's start. What do you want to know from me? Please let me know.
Let me start something with very basic but important.
Sure.
We keep hearing that Gen Z is different, but from your experience and perspective, how are they different from other generations?
You mean to say you want to compare them with the previous generations?
Kind
right?
of.
Kind of, ma'am.
Yeah. You, as you are also Gen Z, how do you feel? You are different from others?
Absolutely.
Be related to
Yeah, okay. I put them at a place where they're called very digitally fine and first mindset. They keep digital information. For example, I'm talking about you. You first want to search in Google or somewhere to find out whether it is right or not. So they are very digitally friendly, very savvy to digital technology. And whenever they prefer to have a frequent and real-time feedbacks with them, they don't want anything that is absurdly talk or somewhere else it is taught.
Yes.
So they just want a genuine feedback at the same time. For them, job security does matter, but skill building and financial stability is on top of them.
True. Honestly, feeling proud to be a Gen Z.
Sure.
Yes, yeah.
Absolutely.
Ma'am, in today's workforce, we often see Gen Z employees, questioning authority more openly, right, compared to previous generations. So now, from a psychological standpoint, do you think it is a sign of confidence and awareness, or maybe it could be perceived as resistance of structure?
With this question, I feel that it's more signaling towards confidence and awareness rather than you put it another way. Because asking questions like why, when, how is not bad, right? So they want to, before giving any commitment, they want to know completely whether they will be able to do it or not. It's not wrong to have a clear perspective before giving any commitment to them, right? So if for them information access is too high, very quick to get, so they want a complete hold before they give any commitment. So I would say it's confidence awareness rather than a negative one.
We all needed to hear that now.
Now, addition to that, if you look at the corporate culture traditionally, it was more about hierarchy, stability, and experience, and also about earning over time. So, how do you think Gen Zs are capable to match this or replace this?
I would put it as more not being a rigid kind of a comment. It's not being an impatient generation that I would like to talk about. Because the definition of growth for two people is different. For the traditional view, if you look at growth, simply means a tenure, an experience for over a period of some time,
Yes.
and slowly climbing up the ladder of whatever we call as the growth or promotion. But for Gen Z, growth means just complete continuous learning. They want to evolve, they have a very clear role clarity, and upon that, they want to see a visible progress because they are little impatient. They want to see results quick.
Yes.
So that's not bad thing. Fine. So it's not about a friction between Gen Z. It's more about peace and possible processes. I would like to put it as peace versus process.
Yes. I can see a very good balanced perspective on this. Ma'am, recently Gen Z has normalized talking about the mental health, right? Burnout, anxieties. But because even in a latest reality show, we have seen an actress Ananya Pani talking about Gen Zs are the first generation that come out to speak about how they're feeling about anxiety or depression. So, from your perspective, is it a positive shift towards the workplace?
It is not something to be negotiated for Gen Z. They put mental peace or let's say mental health in the focus at the top priority.
Yes.
Okay. It's not actually being not visible. It's all about it's a non-negotiable term for them. It's a good sign that they identify their weaknesses or whatever problems they have and they're trying to ready to solve it. It's not like they're hiding something like other generations would like to take the pressure within themselves and come out with all sorts of these people are very health conscious and also they are very open to discuss about the problems that they have and all that. So it's good sign that no, they are putting it as a focus. It's a really focus area. It's now for the organizations to more look at how to answer this question rather than take it as a problematic area.
True.
Yes.
Ma'am, moving on, I have a question. Like we are seeing in today's organization, there is always a clash between Gen Z and senior employees uh, in terms of communication or expectations. Do you see this? Do you see this as an opportunity or a evolving thing that would happen in upcoming generations?
Okay, it is very tempting to treat it as a conflict that is to be managed, but actually it is only short term. What we see in reality is a larger picture is that it's a strategic opportunity to evolve for everyone, right? If organizations can handle it very cautiously and carefully, they will convert it into a very strategic advantage for themselves because the friction is not real. It is only superficial what we see. It's on a surface level only. Okay. So organizations should take it seriously and build it as a positive perspective rather than take it into a negative one. We know Gen Z, they are the performers. They are the technology friendly, they are performers. They are doing well in their whatever jobs they take. It's only about the perspective that organizations have to relook and change. See, that's
We hope all the organizations will listen to this now and maybe try to change a little. Because when we look around today, especially we have many platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, etc. There is a strong narrative that Gen Zs want purpose, impact, and meaning in everything they do. So, do you think this is a genuine shift, or maybe sometimes we're over romanticizing it?
Uh, it's not about romanticism or something like that. And I don't see it as a genuine shift. It is a combination, mostly distorted by social media.
Yes.
I would like to say, because with some view, you give something and then it is distorted totally based on some other areas. So I would like to say that it's a mixture of real and generation combined together with cultural narratives should be put aside and a broad perspective of what people are expressing should be taken in a core sense. Okay, it's not a myth, but it's not the full picture either.
Yes.
So there should be understanding of with what perspective somebody is talking and all. And then people who are like Gen Z who are putting very emotional posts sometimes should also be careful giving out what actually they meant. It's not that they should always know with a lot of emotion and directly put something. That's not a place for your emotional outburst.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So also both sides it has to be. It's not a myth actually. I would feel that it's like a core idea is fine, but amplified more by this structural or narratives of social media.
Wow, always after listening to this, I am getting so much of positivity from inside. At least someone is there to understand what you're feeling now. Thank you so much for your perspective, ma'am.
And something interesting I have noticed, like there is always a clash between senior employees and Gen Zs, which I have already spoken about. So, but there is also a conflict in decision making. They always, what do you say, challenge the decision of the managers from psychological point of view or OB point of view. Is this confidence speaking or the lack of discipline in this?
I would put that it can be either.
Okay.
I would simply say it is confidence or perceived lack of discipline. It is all in the perspective or perspective of the people who are looking at it. Okay. From psychological lens, I would like to say this is more about a behavior shifts. Okay. And then crossing of voices or something like identity norms are being missed there. So this generally gives out to a tends to feel as though they have some indisciplined structures. Okay, it's not a simple point, no, because if you look at as you look at it as a lack of discipline, it's we can put it as a confidence, unfiltered confidence.
Yes.
So it's in the mindset that what we think about Gen Z and how do we put it. Okay, handled well, if these emotions can be put in a positive way and handled well by the organizations, they will definitely give you surprising results.
Ma'am, addition to that, I would like to ask this also. Are Gen Z easily moldable?
Sure, they are. As they are, I already told you, they have a lot of exposure. They only need to be understood and they only need to be explained. They always have a question why. You want to put a discipline on them or you want to give them something, there is a question always why. If you answer that question why very well, you are doing well. Then they are highly moldable. They are very good at technology. The one best thing about them is they are good at technology. And what not they have seen. I feel really good about them that they have seen some very weird situations like COVID. They have seen something like lockdowns which no other generations have seen. True. In their lives. And they also have seen some wars and some gas problems which are directly coming into their lives.
Yes.
They have adjusted well, so it is easy to mold them. It's only that you have to answer their question called why.
Yes.
I would love to have you as my manager one day if it's possible.
No, that depends on my targets also, right?
Hopefully we'll reach your targets one day. So, ma'am, there is this big trend of job hopping, right? People just switching roles very quickly, they just don't feel aligned. So, from an organizational behavior perspective, should companies see this as a red flag or just a new normal?
It's not a red flag, nor it is an item that can be ignored. Okay. Now, if you look at the perspective of from the perspective of the Gen Z, what it is simple that stay loyal as long as it makes sense to them.
Yes.
That's what is their undertone. So if you understand this concept, you will not call it as a shift, or you will simply call it as a shift in a psychological contract. You cannot call it as a job hopping. As long as organizations make Gen Z a job understandable, a job that is means some sense to them, the job hopping is not an issue at all. And we all understand that Gen Zs does not always work for money. Of course, work and well-being is some part of importance, but not like other generations where salary is the only way of getting things.
Yes.
It's all about giving some trust and confidence to them, in turn get their loyalty.
Now, moving on within 10 to 15 years, the senior management or the leadership role would be a Gen Z. So, how that would be different from other generations?
I would not like to talk about some leadership or handling their generations or something like that. I would rather say that it's not only what we call as a leadership. See, it's the problem just not is because of the behaviors. It is you also should understand the problem of Gen Z. They have a shorter what we call attention cycles.
Yes.
And then their preference for quick engaging inputs of knowledge is very important for them.
True.
And they does not like some static processes. So if you are looking at this perspective, they also have low tolerance towards ambiguity. So when you are in a leadership role or you're expecting them to be a leader, you have to look at these aspects for them. So one important thing that Gen Z has mostly is a questioning nature.
Yes.
Their questioning nature is often taken as an indiscipline, but it's not so. Their questioning in nature is just because they don't want any ambiguity. As long as they want to do some work, they want a clear instructions on how and what and why. If it is answered, then the organizations can take the advantage or leverage the advantage of very, very competitive workforce called Gen Z. If you look at Zen Alpha is more volatile in nature. But Gen Z has seen everything in life. They have seen all parts. They know how to adjust themselves. They are intelligent. They have information at their hand. They are digitally savvy. It's just that few shortcomings, like very short span of attention cycles. And their problem of questioning is what people take it as some indiscipline. But it's not so.
Makes sense.
So by this, we can understand how a perfect answer would look like from a great visionary point of view. Ma'am, if we look ahead in the future with AI, automation, constant change, and obviously Gen Z seems quite adaptable and tech savvy. So, do you think this gives a competitive advantage for Gen Zs in the workplace?
It is definitely a competitive advantage, but it's a conditional one. It's not a permanent one.
Yes, yes.
Why I say this is because what Gen Z should look at is they don't look at things in a deeper way. What they lack is depth. They have some challenges of meeting depth with speed.
Yes.
This is what where they fail to take up the work because all it's not an easy go type of a jobs that people are doing, right? However, automation may happen, but something is like super skills are required to understand, which always requires some depth of the knowledge. Yes, they are all well positioned in AI, but I would like to say, as far as previous generations, they are not that deep diving into the knowledge as they should be, because you see, they have lost the habit of reading books and which are treasured as knowledge hubs. They have this loss. So, but still, the real winners is people who are taking the leverage of AI at the same time deep diving into the knowledge and having an overview is very important. As a managers, you all are supposed to take decisions, but an informed decision in using AI as well as your expertise will definitely give you an upper hand. That's what I feel.
Perfectly agree.
Ma'am, we are moving ahead on. We are seeing a growing shift in the work culture of Gen Zs. So I would like to portray what I have witnessed in an MNC while I was working. It was 6 p.m. The official end of the shift. Uh, so there was a ex-employee who was in a rush to go to home. But there was an urgent task which was not completed. So the manager asked her to stay. She replied by saying, "Your lack of planning can't be my emergency." So at this tone of voice or psychological point of view, do you think this is a shift, dynamic shift in the working place?
Uh, yes, sir. But because you have given a very beautiful example, a very great example, a real time example of what actually happens is this actually captures the real tension between the boundaries and the responsibility. Right. You are having a psychological contract to work for a job, not for a time. That you should understand. Emergencies do come, but the way it is handled from the both sides is what makes the difference. Okay, so you need to have clear setting of boundaries, and you are responsible for not the timing, but for the job that has come. Then it is normal that Gen Z is behaving in such a way, but I understand that the delivery and rigidity is not something that Gen Z would accept. They simply want, they are more good at work life balance. Their priority is work life balance. And sometimes they should also understand that, okay, your lack of planning comes across a very harsh and disrespectful kind of comment. But I feel that from OB's perspective, it is a low sensitivity, contextivity, and of course, you cannot expect any kind of organizational citizenship behaviors from people, right? Especially Gen Z. So, for them to understand, you have to fill their expectations as well as trust gaps for them to make a long way. So, to avoid last minute escalations or the patterns that has come up required. So I feel that though she was very harsh in whatever she has commented, but on the part of the manager or the organizations, they should convince the Gen Z that it's work that has, if it has to be completed, it has to be completed.
Looks like a typical Friday evening situation, but still it's so good of you to handle the situation.
No, I would rather say here because no, it should have a clearer norms with mutual respect and some kind of situational flexibility. Okay, he could have said, "Why don't you just go home and complete it and send it to me?" It's, after all, we are all working in a hybrid culture, right? So all sorts of no situational flexibility should be there, and also mutual respect should come, which only comes with no, we all understand that
Yes,
respect
ma'am,
should
yes.
not be demanded. It should be earned.
Earned,
Okay, so because from this point of view, I feel that the future workplaces should be more situational, or let's say situational flexibilities to be added into the jobs.
Makes sense, ma'am. Ma'am, one more thing. Do Gen Zs really have a trouble in face-to-face communication?
Yeah, they have. Because all their life, if you look at, they have, yes, because all their life, what have you heard from them? They have done their graduations or their 10th classes with an online modes.
Yes.
Yes.
And there is an option for them to have a face-to-face communication. They grew up in a homes where they are glued to TVs or some mobiles or something like that. So face-to-face communication is an issue with them, but not that very bad. As they are very confident enough, one or two, and then they are off. No issue.
Ma'am, is 9 to 5 job model outdated for Gen Zs?
Yes, we can say traditionally it is outdated for Gen Z, but it's not like that. Again, I would like to put a point in here. It has to be more what we call it as a target oriented rather than time oriented organizations.
Yes.
So organizations have to leverage on a point called work life balance for Gen Z, which is most important. Mental health is their focus.
Yes.
Very digitally savvy. So put them on a very comfortable mode, they will work. It's not outdated, but it's still, we can call it as it is a traditional format.
All the MNCs out there, please listen to it.
Anyway, many of those MNCs are not 9 to 5. They are just target oriented nowadays, right?
Yeah, they have shifts, but yeah.
Some places where you cannot opt to know, for example, our educational institutions are
Yes.
time bound. Some options need to be taken, but yes, where there is possibility, you don't stick to 9 to 5. That's a modern way of living.
Makes sense. And I want to ask this: are Gen Z more IQ or more EQ?
They are more EQ and less on IQ because IQ is now AI taken. Their IQ is more on AI. They are more EQ and little more impatient also, no issue.
Ma'am, before we wrap up, let's lighten up things a bit by a quick rapid fire round. So we'll give you two options. So just pick one, like whatever comes to your
I
mind.
need not explain, right?
No, we have to
Okay.
just-
No, not necessarily.
Done.
Yes.
Let's move on for the rapid fire round. We have for the first question: passion-driven job or high-paying job?
Pardon?
Passion-driven job or high-paying job?
I would like to say for Gen Z, if I have to pick, it is more passion driven.
Okay.
Ma'am, the next. Freedom to experiment or clear step-by-step guidance.
Freedom to experiment. Go ahead.
Yeah, we love that, ma'am.
With outer boundaries, of
Yes.
course.
Work from home, work from office, or hybrid model?
Hybrid.
So, makes sense.
Gen Z changing the workplace or workplace changing Gen Zs?
Both ways. Organizations are adopting to new Gen Z and Gen Z are adapting to the organizational culture. It's a both give and take.
We are ready to
Win-win.
stand to the change.
It's a win-win situation for me. Okay. Digital communication or face-to-face communication?
If I have to pick for Gen Z, they are more comfortable with digital communication rather than face to face. But
Always.
the more you put them onto face to face, they will shine like diamonds.
Yes.
Yes.
This is a little tricky question. Strict deadlines with pressure or flexible deadlines with ownership?
Second one. They are responsible fellows. They do good when responsibility is put on their shoulders. I have seen you people conducting so many events here. You have done extremely well. So no issue. It's all with responsibility.
So encouraging to
Yes.
listen.
Yeah. Recognition on social media platforms or face-to-face recognition.
Combination. I would like to say, see, today we are not talking about very big homes. We are talking about places, people moving out into small cities and then living alone and all that. There should be some way of expressing their thoughts. So I think social media binds that gap of expression for them. So I take a combination.
Ma'am, there are some facts and also there are some myths, right? So to divide it, we have some
So
questions.
you want me to put in a tricky situation, right?
So you have to just tell
No
whether
issue.
it's a fact or a myth.
No issue.
Okay. Ma'am, Gen Z struggles with face-to-face communication. Is it a fact or a myth?
It's a fact.
We've heard it.
Simple but
It's a fact. A fact is a fact.
Yes, true.
Gen Zs are complex to understand.
Myth. It's very simple, fellows.
Please, everyone, listen and try to understand from now on. Ma'am, Gen Z employees are more entrepreneurial in mindset.
True, very true. Very true. Otherwise, you'll not see something like Shark Tanks or
Yes.
startups and all that. They are very, very entrepreneurial, ready to take a risk.
Yeah.
They are good at that.
I have my business idea ready now.
It's a compliment for
Do it, I am with you. No issue.
Definitely.
Gen Zs are more open about mental health and anxiety burnouts. Is it a factor?
It's a fact. It's a fact. Because for them, mental health is a focus area. For them, expressing this is not a taboo, like our earlier generations, right? They don't even hide that they went to a psychologist or something like that. They're very free in what they talk, and they're genuine. We should appreciate that.
Addition to that, Gen Zs are more health conscious.
Yeah, yes.
They are.
I was reading recently one small article from some World Health Economic Forums and all those things. They say 5% of their job, their salary they are spending on this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So it's a very good thing that they are health focused.
Yes.
I said they're very good. They have only issues with small temperamental, small issues of little spans of attention. All this, if they cover, they're fine.
Gen Z expects rapid promotions without enough experience.
Yes.
It's a fact.
Fact.
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
Gen Zs
Because
are,
if you look at them, they when they are talking about their managers also, they treat them as colleagues, not as bosses.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it's just that.
Gen Zs are highly adaptable to technology and tech savvy environment. It's a fact or not?
Fact. They're very tech savvy compared to any other generation. But minded, Alpha is coming.
Yes.
Yeah, they are way more better than us.
Ma'am, I would like to ask one thing to conclude. Is Gen Alpha the better generation or the Gen Z the better generation?
If you look at the flow of generations from the beginning, or let's talk about baby boomer, silent generation, all those, patience is one thing which have been coming down. And it's still to go down with the generations to come. Advancement of technology, very quick answers for life, shortcuts to life, these are all to come. So added with this, you put yourself where you want to compare your both of the generations.
That was a wonderful conclusion.
Yes, ma'am. Today we are like very happy after listening to all these questions. So, ma'am, finally, just a last question. So, if you have to give a one-line message to Gen Zs, what would it be?
Give yourself some time to understand people. Go and meet people. Don't spend time on mobiles. Meet
Yeah.
people physically, understand them, look at their faces, give them some good hugs. They will give you a good response. You'll understand humanity rather than technology, which is a point where you should know that when you are meeting somebody face to face and when you are hugging somebody or just giving them some good handshake, it also builds some kind of mutual trust.
Yes.
Wherein it works all through parts of your life, including your home or anywhere you are. What we call as a physical closeness always gives you an upper hand to understand people. And it makes easy for you to work with Gen Z. Let it be Z, Alpha, whatever you call them. it's easy for you to work with them. So this is what I would like to talk.
So all the Gen Zs out there, stop scrolling and start moving.
Yeah, sure, they should.
Yes.
Thank you. It was a good thing that I just had some discussion with you.
Well,
Beyond the classes.
Thank you so much, ma'am, because
Thank you.
many hidden truths got exposed today, and we are also so happy to listen to that. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our guest, Dr. Madhavi Prasad, to our wonderful hosts, Shravanti and Awais. Thanks to our IT and technical team, and thank you for